Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another Hot Topics live stream. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to check the audio on my end really quick. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Okay, it sounds good on my end. Hello, hello. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know I do exclusive content for Neptunian members and patrons. So if you're interested in watching, the links to join are in the description box. Also, if you enjoy my content, be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe. Okay, so, it's very interesting how I'm always proven right. Literally a day after my last video that I did on Karmelo Anthony, y'all were emailing me, telling me about this Black woman who got fired for making a post in support of Karmelo Anthony. And so it says here, and y'all, she's plastered all over the internet. She is on every major news site. Her name is out there everywhere. Her name and face. 55-year-old woman, by the way, who made a very rookie mistake by oversharing her thoughts online with her identity and her face showing. It's off the chain. Like, you can't make this up. Like, I'm proven right so many times. It's just crazy. But it says Texas parole supervisor is fired for supporting Karmelo Anthony and saying it's a good thing white people had to bury one of their own. And so let's look at this comment that she made, y'all. This says, and this is in response to, I'm assuming, another post that was in support of Karmelo Anthony. And Donna writes, "You are exactly right. I'm a parole supervisor at TXDCJ. Karmelo will be okay." So she immediately doxes herself, doxes her job, has her full name, face out there. And she says, Karmelo will be okay. And I can almost assure you that he will be protected on the inside. I, for one, don't give a F about the family's loss. It's about time these effing bigots feel the pain that they have inflicted on other groups of people since the beginning of time. I'm just glad we didn't have to bury another Black child. Let them start burying some of theirs for a change. F them. I said what I said. And listen, ladies, I'm not even saying you can't have these thoughts. I totally get where she's coming from. However, you're an idiot to post this on the internet. And so, of course, she got fired. And this is, I'm assuming, in a statement from the agency that she worked for. It says the agency said she was let go. Well, this is a comment from the Daily Mail talking about why the agency said they let her go. It says she was let go because of her comment, as her job requires her to carry a significant public trust and requires decision free from personal bias. These statements are incompatible with TDCJ policy and values. They demonstrate bias and a lack of impartiality essential to the fair administration of justice in Texas, it said in the statement. Discriminatory or inflammatory conduct that erodes public confidence in the criminal justice system will not be tolerated. Yeah, so they fired her because in her position, she's not supposed to have bias, right? She's supposed to be very impartial as a parole supervisor, right? Girl, I just don't understand. And she understands this. This is a 55-year-old woman. You know what your job requires. And I just want to know, like, ladies, this is what I'm talking about. Is this the type of hill you want to die on? You know what I mean? Is this the type? This is what I talk about in my videos. And there were a lot of people, particularly Black women, who got mad at what I said in my last video. But I stand by what I said because of situations like this. Now, how many Black men can Donna call to give her a job that's as good as the one she had? 55 years old, girl, you wasn't that far from retirement and you fucked it all up because you want to mammy online for this little black boy that would not do the same for you. And how much you want to bet that she'll be running to a white man for a job now? Y'all said she looked Hispanic. I don't know. Maybe she is. Maybe she's mixed race. But regardless, like, this applies to black women. But, you know, and this story has gone viral. Her face and comment is all over the internet. She's getting harassed by all these white folks that just want to find a reason to drag what they identify as a black woman. And so she's going to have a lot of difficulty probably securing a new job, at least one that's as good as the one she had. So, ladies, you know, I make these videos for a reason. I'm not just trying to turn black women into these cold-hearted women who have no compassion. I say the things I say to prevent what happened to this lady from happening to several other black women. Okay? That's it. I'm not trying to tell you you can't feel, and you can't feel bad for, you know, these black men and boys, even though they wouldn't feel bad for you. I don't understand why you're still mamming for a group of men that would not do it for you. Like, I don't get that. But, you know, if you're going to do it, or if you're going to have these thoughts and have these feelings, at least keep it off the internet, especially if you got your face showing and your name out there. Like, this is some dumb shit. And I guess she thought she was untouchable. No, that's not how it works. And you can't keep complaining about this system all out here, all willy-nilly, with your face showing and your name showing, and thinking that it's not going to have consequences, especially when you depend on this group of people for a job. It just does not make any sense. And as far as the people who were saying, because again, there were black women in my comment section who were really upset about what I said. And there were a few that responded, and they were like, oh, you know, why does who Karmelo Anthony dated matter? And why do you care about a teenage boy's dating preference? And let me correct you guys. I am beyond caring about black men and boys' preferences for non-black women. My whole point of bringing up who Karmelo was dating, was to point out the fact that if he were a black girl, that would matter. Who he was dating would matter. And black men would use that as a reason not to support them. Y'all trying to make it seem like, and it was just a few black women who was upset about this. I think most of the comments understood where I was coming from. Most of the black women who watched the video understood, but there were a few butthurt black women in the comments that I had to block. There were a couple of black women who addressed me in videos. I don't care. I said what I said. I stand by everything I said. You look stupid. Karmelo would not care about you, and you look dumb. But y'all, you know, minority of black women who were trying to make it seem like I was outraged by a black male teenager dating a Latina, it shows that you were just too stupid to comprehend what I was saying. The point was, you look crazy defending a young man who would not defend you. Caping and non-black girls, because if it were you dating a non-black man or a non-black boy in this situation, it would matter. That was the whole point. And if you don't understand what I was saying and why that was important and why I brought that up, then you just don't have the range for the conversation. Like, if you just automatically are going to minimize it to, oh, Chrissy is complaining about a black male teenager dating a Latina, then you just too stupid to understand the conversation. And yes, I call people stupid because some people are stupid. I don't care. If you're stupid, you're stupid. But you look crazy caping for a black man or even a black boy who would not defend you. And by the looks of things, was not even invested in the well-being of black girls and women. Your care and concern for that young man is one-sided. I said what I said. Nothing you can change, nothing you can say to change my opinion. Save that energy you're using to cape for Karmelo to defend black girls and women who look like you, or your own damn children. Karmelo, at the end of the day, is not your child. You get nothing out of caping for him. You look dumb, and no amount of y'all crying about my commentary on this situation is going to change my opinion. Get over it and burn the cape. If you got triggered by what I said, then you can change it. You don't have to mammy. You don't have to be mammying on the internet, showing your face, putting your livelihood at risk, losing your job. You don't have to do that. Nobody's telling you to do that. And once again, this is not the hill you want to die on. It's just, it's so ironic that I'm doing this live stream on Juneteenth. That's actually hilarious. Everybody's like, happy Juneteenth. It is what it is. Burn the cape. Burn the cape, even on Juneteenth, okay? Listen. This is a burn the cape channel. And if you can't handle the commentary, don't listen. Unsubscribe. Nothing you say, no little videos you make crying, calling me a grifter, complaining about my content. None of those videos is going to change my mind, change my opinion, and stop me from spreading the same message. Black women, and especially in this case, it's not a dark-skinned Black woman, thank God, that lost her job. But I know with some other Black women too, where they highlighted their full names on the internet. I forget who else it was. I should have added those screenshots. But it was several other Black women that the news intentionally highlighted, purposely highlighted, blasting them online with their job titles and everything, the companies that they work for. And they're like, yeah, this person, this Black woman is in support of Karmelo Anthony. And they're doing that so they can get you fired. That's the whole point. And so I don't understand what y'all get out of this. Again, Black men are not going to help you out of this. If you get fired from your job, they don't have jobs for you, ladies. They don't. And so that brings me to the next topic, and that is this Asian boycott. And y'all, you know, I've been busy, so I haven't had a chance to talk about all this stuff. So I'm a little behind. But hopefully after this month is over, like I can actually, you know, start doing content regularly again. I'm just so busy, y'all. Listen, the summer is summering. Okay, I'm outside. Okay. I actually have a life outside of YouTube. For those of you who get mad at me for not doing regular content, listen, I'm living my life. Okay. Live yours. Don't stay online all day. Don't be chronically online. Okay. But yeah, so this is like a big thing where, because of that little boy who was unalived by, I think he was a 14-year-old boy who was unalived by that, Asian man who owns a gas station, Black women, swear up and down they're going to boycott the Asian, businesses. Right. And so Black women are all over TikTok talking about that. And some of you were bringing that up as well under my last video when that wasn't even the topic. Like, it was more so about mammying. But, you know, I want you guys to know I'm not totally against that either. I understand what you're saying. I understand why many Black women would want to boycott Asian businesses, right? I understand Black women deciding to boycott any group of people who have collectively been racist towards Black people, okay? However, I will say this. I do find it annoying that y'all are the loudest about this stuff when a Black male is the target of racism. It's rarely ever due to some sort of injustice towards a Black woman or girl. Unless, of course, you know, it's a video of some Asian beauty supply owner cussing out or fighting a Black woman, right? I have seen Black women pretend to be outraged about that, but then go right back to shopping with them. But even that hasn't been enough for y'all to actually boycott them for real or cancel them for good. And so, like, I don't believe y'all. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are still wearing bundles. So I don't understand how y'all are even going to make this happen if you can't stop wearing Asian people's hair on your head. That alone is $1 billion industry for them. And even if you buy weave from a Black woman, who's selling the weave? She typically gets it from Asians. If you find a Black woman who's selling bundles, she's 9 times out of 10 she's getting it from Asians. So if you're really serious about boycotting them, it would have to start with you not wearing their hair anymore. And I'm quite sure most of y'all aren't willing to do that. And y'all gotta realize how slow you look hollering about boycotting the Asian in these videos, the Asians with their hair on your head. This is why nobody takes Black women seriously. Like almost every video I saw about this, except for her, looks like she has her natural locks. Shout out to her. But almost everybody, every Black woman I've seen talking about boycotting the Asians are wearing Asian hair. Like, you can't make this up. And so I was like, what are we doing? And this one got blonde too. Y'all gotta realize how crazy this looks. I mean, am I the only one? Am I the only one who sees this shit? I was just like, okay. I mean, at least if you're gonna make a video like this, at least temporarily take out the weave. You know what I'm saying? At least do that. At least look like you're not wearing something that belongs to them if you're throwing them under the bus. And I mean, how far could that really go anyway? Because at the end of the day, most of you are on TikTok, which is an Asian-owned app. So even outside of the weave, y'all, you got to think about what boycotting the Asians would actually look like in practice, not just in theory. We talk about that a lot on my channel, right? We talk about speaking about these kind of things from a place of reality, not theory, right? And a lot of items you use on the daily are manufactured in China. So it goes back to what I said about Black women specifically not having alternatives because Black men haven't created them for you. You can't boycott white businesses when you depend on white people for jobs. Okay. And if you're not talking about boycotting bundles, I can't take you seriously when it comes to this specific conversation. If you're getting alopecia and cancer from the carcinogens in the weave, if that wasn't enough to stop you from wearing it, then I'm sorry, Black women. I don't believe an Asian man unaliving a Black boy that you don't even know will be enough for you to stop supporting them either. So all I'm saying is let me know when y'all serious about this. Then we can talk about real alternatives, y'all. Okay, a few alternatives now for braiding hair. Yeah, because here's the thing. Contrary to what some people may think, Black people donate hair too. It's a few organizations, a few companies that do that for like, little Black girls with cancer and stuff like that. So, if you wanted weave to be totally Black owned, I believe Black people could do it, specifically Black women, but you have to be willing to wear weave that mimics your hair texture. I mean, I guess you could manipulate it to look like something else, but for the most part, like, I think you would have to be okay with that. So when a critical mass of Black women are serious about actually doing that, then we can have this conversation. And I'm coming at it from this angle because anytime I suggest that Black women wear their natural hair or weave that mimics their natural hair, I get dragged up and down the internet. I get accused of policing Black women's hair choices and shit. Y'all be pushing back on me when it comes to that. Y'all been doing that for 11 years now. And so sorry if I don't really believe that you're serious about this boycott. I don't. You can't even stop wearing weave. And I saw where, like, some of the Black leaders, Pastor Jamal Bryant, he's issuing a challenge to boycott Asian stores. Is he talking about building a replacement for Black women? Like, I'm not hearing that part of the conversation. And I guess that's what's getting on my nerves about it. Nobody's talking about alternatives. So it's like, I don't really believe y'all. I don't believe the Black women in this conversation, and I don't believe the Black men in this conversation. The men aren't talking about replacements, building alternatives, building infrastructure for their community so they won't have to depend on other people for their survival. So Black women won't have to do that. And Black people as a whole, Black especially Black women and children, won't have to depend on other groups. I don't hear Black men having that conversation. I don't hear Black women really talking about everything that it would take to boycott these Asians and be serious about it. And really hitting them in where it hurts, which would primarily be, you would have to start with boycotting these stores that are in your immediate communities. Like, I get how, you know, it wouldn't happen overnight if you try to boycott the Asian companies who manufacture all this stuff that you use on a daily basis. But the first thing you can do is start with your immediate environment. And y'all not even willing to do that. And so it sounds like fake outrage to me is what I'm saying. And y'all are saying that somebody said it didn't start with that little 14-year-old Black boy being unalived. I'm pretty sure it didn't. I mean, because Black women and Black people have been talking about boycotting the Asians for decades now. Like, I mean, I think it's irrelevant what actually started it in this particular case. But all I know is that it seems like with this, you know, this particular time, and also times in the past, it seems like it's typically fueled by some injustice against Black men. And that's typically when these conversations happen and go the most viral. It's typically due to some type of injustice towards a Black man or a Black boy. It's like injustice towards Black women and girls doesn't seem to be enough for y'all to actually do it. And even with this, like, I don't think y'all serious about this either. Really, I don't. I think this is just temporary outrage as always. But, you know, I wanted to bring it up because just to point out to you guys that optics matter, you know, especially like, so at the very least, if you're going to talk about boycotting somebody's shit, at least don't be having on what what the part of their aesthetic or something that belongs to them. It's kind of how that man, that Asian man, I don't know if y'all saw him, but he went viral on TikTok, basically daring Black people to boycott Asian businesses. He was upset that Black people were talking about boycotting Asians. And he's like, yeah, well, we'll take away the Asian food spots. We'll take away this and we'll leave it to Black women to do each other's toes and nails and deal with bad attitudes. But in that video, he had on like a Black aesthetic. I'm like, dude, you're clearly influenced by Black culture. Like, at the very least, if you're going to get up here and talk that shit, at least don't have that on. And so it's like, I think of that the same way as I think when I see Black women talking about boycotting the Asians, but you have bundles on your head. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just looks hypocritical. And it doesn't look like you're serious. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that Asian man was going off. Which he wasn't all the way wrong in what he was saying. You know, it's like you would have to do a lot to boycott the Asians, including not using the TikTok app. I mean, it's a Chinese-owned app. Well, I think they own partial. It's a partial Chinese ownership now, since they sold some of it to the U.S. But either way, like, that's something that the Asians created. And the thing is, you know, I feel like maybe just we're in too deep, especially as Americans. Like, in this country, everybody kind of steals from everybody. Every culture steals from every culture. You know, if we're talking about completely separating, I don't know how realistic that is at this point. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because we rely on each other. You know, even the Asians, like, people were bringing up how a lot of the things that they manufacture, the minerals and everything they use to make these items come from Africa. And so it's like, imagine if Africa said, you know, well, you can't use our shit then. Like, then what are you going to do? Not saying that the minerals and everything else, that they don't come from other places too, but a lot of that shit is in Africa. And so it's like everybody talking shit and really not being realistic on what it would take to make this happen, to really be tribal and separate groups. Y'all, I don't think anybody's ready for that. Not the Asians, not black people, not white people, not anybody. But what I do know is that if black people are serious, you need to start taking more ownership over your own things. This includes the black people in Africa, because China taking over Africa. The Chinese are taking over Africa. It's like black people just keep allowing themselves to be conquered by other groups of people over and over again, and then you complain about the result. It does not make any sense. And again, y'all be trying to act like it's impossible to own your own shit. No, it's not. It's when it comes to white people and the white people that control everything, it's only a minority of white people who control everything. It's not all of them. It's the elite white people. And so it's like the same concept needs to apply to black people. The elite black people can come together and start getting serious about creating infrastructure. Like if nobody's talking about that, then I don't believe what y'all are saying. I can't take you seriously. That's all I'm saying. And so to bring it back around full circle, okay, the whole point in this is like if black people are not having the real conversations, you guys, then this is not the hill that you want to die on. It's not worth losing your job over. It's not worth you going out here protesting with your face showing, putting your life on the line, getting bucked with police officers like I showed in the last video, bucking up at white people, being the face of resistance and anti-white supremacy. It's not worth that if black people are still going to, rely on these other groups for their survival. And if you're not even trying to get out of that situation. If the right conversations aren't being had, then no, you need to stand down. You need to burn the cape, period. And that's the point. And I don't care who feels a way about it. You can continue to get mad about my commentary. I don't care. I'm still going to say what I have to say, and I'm still going to be saying the same thing. As long as I decide to get up on here and talk about this stuff, I'm going to have the same opinion. So if you don't like it, you can leave. It's dumb to put your life on the line for people who are not trying to build for you, who don't care about you, and who are not going to give you a job if you get fired for talking crazy online and in the streets. It's just dumb, period. Yeah, and it's not working. It's not working at this point. Sun says, protests and marches are dead. Yeah, it's not working anymore. I mean, I think they serve their purpose sometimes, but again, if there's going to be no follow-up to that and no real focus on the actual solution, then you're doing it for nothing. And ain't no way I would have lost my job for a young black man who wouldn't spit on me if I was on fire at 55 years old. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if you have a son and you love your son and your black male family members. That's stupid. That's stupid to do for a little black boy who wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire and you don't know from a can of paint. That's dumb. No matter how you slice it, that's stupid. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, I said what I said. Now, moving on to the next topic, I want to talk about this Wizard Liz situation. I found this conversation to be very interesting. And y'all know I'm really not I don't really be into the white people, the ghetto white mess. But if I hear enough black women making commentary on it, it kind of piques my interest, right? But for those of you who don't know, Wizard Liz, she's like an online dating guru who gave women dating advice. I believe she talked a lot about hypergamy, right? I didn't watch her content, so you feel free to correct me in the comments. But long story short, Wizard Liz got engaged to a fraudulent man who I believe lied about being rich. She got pregnant by him after 3 months of knowing him, and it all blew up in her face publicly. She outed him online for cheating on her and for lying about his finances. And recently she or her baby daddy, I think his name is Landon, he recently obtained a legal order that prevented her from taking their child out of the country with her, because I guess she had to leave the United States because of a visa issue or immigration issues or something like that. And so Wizard Liz is saying that Landon used legal action to stop her from taking their son. And I believe she said he's trying to get child support as well. Now, Landon claims he did it for the interest of the child because he wanted him to have stability. But Liz is saying that he's trying to blackmail her with her own child. So now Liz is basically saying, you know what? Take the child. Take that kid. If you want full custody, take him. I'm done fighting. And being a mom was hard anyway. And so she's basically telling women to do what men do all the time. She's saying if a man is trying to use your child against you, then let him keep the child. Let him be a single dad. She basically said, fuck them kids. And I just thought this was so funny. Like, the conversation that is happening surrounding this is so funny. But I did add a clip in here. Where is it? And I wanted you guys to hear what she had to say. A little bit. I probably won't play the whole thing. But.
Recently, I was in a situation with the father of my child where I had given birth and I was in a country where I didn't have all of my rights, I didn't have my family, and this guy basically decided to blackmail me with my child. If I don't do this, then he's gonna take my child. If I don't do this, then I'm gonna get deported. And I was constantly thinking, okay, let me just try to be nice and choose to pay for everything and do everything this guy asks so he will stop blackmailing. But guess what happened? It got worse and worse. And guess what happened even now? He went online and he literally said, after I had to leave for my visa, that I abandoned my child. I abandoned my child. No, I abandoned myself, staying through all of the bullshit for my child. I want to say to every single woman, if a man is blackmailing you with your child, give them the child. Let these men be single parents. We need to stop doing what our mother has done, what our grandmother has done. My mother stayed for 25 years with a man, let herself get a because she was scared of the children being taken. I will not be blackmailed with my own child that I almost putting on this earth. I don't want my son to grow up and think that it's okay to treat women like this, that it's okay to blackmail women like this. So if you're a mother right now, and I've seen so many DMs of women of like, I'm being blackmailed, and by the way, the system doesn't protect us. Court system, you will go to court, you will lose all of your money for years and years, and they will still not give you the child. Even if they give it to you, these men will not help you with child support. So guess what? How do we break this whole cycle that our ancestors all had to repeat? We break it by saying it ends with us. That makes this world full of single dads. You know how many men were bullying me every day? Oh, she's a single mom, she's a single mom. Oh, men that have single moms themselves. They don't appreciate the effort that you put in. Let these fathers raise them. Why are we always putting ourselves in these situations where these men can just walk away for nothing? As a woman, you are not just sent to this earth to be a mother. You are not just sent to this earth to be a wife. You are a powerful woman. Stop giving your power away to these men. Stop giving your life away for these kids that tomorrow all are going to be just ungrateful. First things first. First thing is, when someone holds something over your head, you walk away. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a boss, whether it's a relationship. Oh, I'm gonna leak your... Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, do it. You show those people no fear. The only power they have over you is that you are scared. When you show these people, I am not scared of you, you will not me, you will not use me, that's when they lose all of the power. Right now, my ex is begging me, texting me, oh, I want to give you your child, oh, now you want to, huh? Because you realize I don't give a fuck, and I never give a fuck. Another thing is, you better run away from people that are insecure and jealous. Listen, these jealous, insecure people will completely try to dim your light, try to humble you, and take every single soul or essence that you have, whether it's friends, colleagues, your relationship. Run away when you see that they're trying to compete with you, when you see that they're saying these slight comments of.
Okay, so we're not going to finish that, but you heard pretty much what she had to say. And I'm seeing where some women are mad for Liz's take for giving Landon full custody. But if he's attempting to weaponize her own child against her, then I understand her decision. Now, is it the most ideal scenario? No, because now she can't be with her child and she's going to have to pay child support as well, possibly. I don't know how that works, when the parent is in or from another country. I don't know. But since Liz decided to procreate with a loser, now she has to make difficult decisions like this. Now she has to have the societal reputation of being a deadbeat mom. And so, ladies, this is why it's very important to choose the man you have children with wisely, because if Liz would have never gotten pregnant, then this wouldn't be a conversation. And so this is why I keep telling y'all to vet men and avoid getting pregnant by losers. It starts with not getting pregnant by them in the first place. I hear what Liz is saying and all this, and it's not that I don't agree with what she's saying, but girl, you wouldn't have had to do none of this if you just didn't get pregnant. And if you feel like you can't trust the man that you're with to raise your child by himself, then it's probably not a good idea to have children with him. Right? Because I saw somebody in the comments saying, oh, well, leave your daughter with the man. Okay. Don't you want to have kids with a man who you can leave your daughter with by himself? And so I think you guys need to listen to yourselves and what you're saying. If you honestly feel like men can't be trusted around their daughters, why give them daughters? Or if you feel like a certain man that you're with can't be trusted around his daughter, why give him children? He doesn't deserve children if you don't feel like he can be around them alone. And I've said before, and y'all got mad at me when I said this years ago, but it was a conversation I was having about like how single mothers, especially Black single mothers, get blamed for everything in the Black community. And I was like, even the parent who sticks around, it's like they get blamed for everything. They get blamed for anything bad that happens to the child. They get blamed for pushing the father away, for the dad not being in the child's life. And that's kind of what Wizard Liz is speaking to. Like, even if you stick around and you raise your children, especially if you raise a son, he's going to resent you for the dad if the dad is not there, or if you're not with the dad anymore. Or if the dad left you, the son especially is going to resent the mother for that. And we see that a lot in the Black community. That's why I wanted to talk about this particular story, because there are so many parallels to what Liz is experiencing, to what Black women experience in the Black community, right? But anyway, like back in the day, I remember saying, like, if he's a boy, leave that boy with his daddy. Like, I don't understand why y'all not giving the daddies custody of the boys. The community always says, oh, a woman can't raise a man. Only a man can raise a man. Only a man can raise a boy. Okay, well then take custody of your sons then. And y'all got mad at me back in the day, and y'all was like, Chrissy, you're trying to convince Black women to be deadbeat moms. No, I'm just saying, like, if he's a little boy and you're being blamed for everything that happens to these boys, give that little nigga to his daddy. Get that little nigga to his daddy. Okay? I'm sorry, not sorry. And the thing is, if you I know, right? They don't want them boys, Chrissy. They just talking. They are just talking. But my point is, like, start taking them at their word. Stop letting the guilt that society puts on you consume you. And if those men want custody, give it to them. And listen, if you ever for a minute think especially before you have a child with a man. If you're with the man and you think to yourself at any point, oh, I would never be able to leave my kids with this man by myself or by himself, then don't have children with him. Because what if something happens to you and the child only has one parent? That happens every day. One parent may get unalived in a car crash or die from some disease, from cancer or something. And then your child is going to be left with one parent. So it's like, if you feel like your child can't be left alone with the man that you're letting put his seed in you, like, you probably don't want to get pregnant by him, and you probably want to stop giving him access to your womb. This is something you need to be thinking about before you get knocked up by these men. I'ma B says, I wouldn't even leave my cat with a man. That's wild. And see, if you feel like that, because some women do feel like that. But if you feel like you can't even leave your cat, your pet with a man, then you probably don't want to have kids with him. You probably don't. And so the whole point of me bringing this up is to say that, ladies, it doesn't start with this. Like, I see a lot of women talking about this and they're like, yeah, do what men do and leave these men as single dads. Let them raise the child. I get what y'all are saying, but that's really not the right conversation. The right conversation is stop getting knocked up by losers. That's like the start of this. Like, that vet men, stop getting knocked up by these crazy ass men, especially after 3 months. And, you know, Wizard Liz, this is why this baby mama shit don't work. Ladies, if it ain't working for white women, it ain't gonna work for you. Okay? And so I like to bring up these stories too when it's a white woman going through similar shit that a lot of black women go through to show you that it doesn't matter the race. This shit just don't work. And so why these women be signing up to be baby mamas, I don't know. And, you know, another thing with Liz, I get what she's saying. The only thing I don't think is smart is to share what she's saying all over the internet. Because I added in this clip, and this is the part where I was like, okay, Wiz, you doing too much a little bit. This one right here.
Girl, fuck them kids and fuck you too.
Yeah, and so it's like, your kid is still gonna have to grow up one day. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna see what you're saying. So personally, I think it's in Liz's best interest to stay off the internet and keep her affairs with Landon and her child private. She needs to move in silence, in my opinion. Yeah, that was funny. Oh, y'all want to see it again? Yeah, it was short. I'll play it again.
Girl, fuck them kids and fuck you too.
Yeah. I'll put another clip on here. Let's play this one.
It's just like, look, if you have done all of the stuff and then he threatens you with, oh, I'm gonna take your child. Oh my God, take it. Thank you so much. Like, this is a dream of a lot of
generally,
mothers.
if a man threatens to take your child, give him
The child.
Seriously.
Like, seriously, like, this is the best time ever. Like,
Yeah.
I can finally sleep. I can finally enjoy my time.
No, but it just makes sense because it's like we shame women for walking away, for giving up their children, this and that. We never shame men for that shit. It's like
Yeah.
so normal.
And actually, men are shamed for it every day. Women shame men for walking away from their children all the time. So I think the other part of this conversation, you know, if women are willing to walk away like this and do what men do, then you need to also have the conversation. Then that also means that you're going to be labeled as a deadbeat mother, and you're going to be, I think, more punished for that than men are, right? And so that's another thing you got to think about in these conversations. Like, Men just aren't going to let you get away with that. Society's not just going to let you get away with that. You're going to be attacked for that. Yeah, maybe she is cosplaying. Maybe she's just doing this as a, you know, reverse psychology just to get back at Landon and to get her child back. Maybe that's what she's doing. I don't know. But like, and so, you know, when we have these conversations, you know, I think that you should think it all the way through. And, you know, listen, if you about that life and you don't care about being labeled a deadbeat mom and you don't care about what society says about you, then go for it. But, you know, that is a part of the conversation that you need to have. And again, all of this could be avoided if you just don't have their kids. Like, you don't have to go through none of this if you just don't have their babies. But Jakeem says society accepts them abandon their children overall. Yeah, I think so. I think that women do shame men for that a lot. But for the most part, they're not going to be held accountable in the way a woman is if she's a deadbeat mom. Let's just be honest about that. But it's like, you know, Liz needed to have this mindset before getting pregnant. You know, use these niggas or these men, whatever, whoever you're dealing with, for what you need them for, and don't get pregnant. Don't walk away with a baby, especially after 3 months. Like, that was a rookie mistake. But it's like, when I hear her talk, I'm like, girl, you should have had all this. You know, you should have been in your dark feminine from the beginning. If you was, you would have never had this baby. Let's play this one.
Maybe this person shouldn't have faked his whole character. You know, why is he not being held accountable? And then everyone says, poor child, poor child. No, nothing, poor child. My son should be with his father. I do not believe that I should stick around for my child, go through all of this abuse, and show my son that it's okay to treat women like this. It's not okay. And if I stick around, my son will grow up to do the same thing to a woman.
No, but it's true. A mother sticks around for her son. He grows up.
Yeah, he does the
and
same
he looks
thing.
at his mother, and what does the boy say? Where's my dad? Why didn't you pick a better father? Blah blah blah. And they always blame the mom.
No, even
It's always.
Yeah, and that part I agree with. Like, the boys especially be blaming their moms for the dads leaving. So they're right about that. But it's just like, when I saw this, I was like, dang, like, girl, you could have avoided all of this if you just did not get pregnant. Like, it's just crazy. So I just think that, you know, baby mamas, whether you're black, non-black, white, otherwise, like, you need to look at this as a cautionary tale. Stop having babies by losers. That's it. Stop having babies that you would be afraid to leave your child with alone. Stop having babies with men you can't even leave your kids with. That's crazy. Yeah, and I think a lot of women, because we're women, we're a lot more compassionate than men. We have more empathy than men. And so women, when we're looking at these situations, we're thinking about the kids. We're like, oh my God, the kid is going to be traumatized. They're going to have these mommy issues and all that. Like, men don't be thinking about that shit when they abandon their kids. And so, yeah, the children are going to have trauma, and that sucks. But, you know, unfortunately, that is going to have to happen for men to get a taste of their own medicine, you know. Unfortunately. And, you know, I hate to sound like a cold ass bitch because, you know, I'm coming from the perspective of somebody who does not want children. And so I'm not saying I don't care about the kids. And I understand why women who want kids and who want to be around their kids, it's normal for women to want that, especially when they have that bond with the child growing inside of them. You know, I understand where women are coming from with this. So again, like I said earlier, I'm not trying to turn you guys into some cold-hearted bitches who have no feelings and who have no empathy and who have no compassion or whatever. But a lot of y'all really are making yourself the sacrifice and setting yourself up to be blamed for everything when you take on all the responsibility. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep saying, like, if you have a son and you and the father don't make it, the baby daddy don't make it together, leave that little boy with his daddy. So, and it's unfortunate that the children have to suffer. But I just think that a lot of y'all should be thinking about the kids before you bring them into this world, before you choose a shitty person to father or mother your children with, because this can go both ways. You know, before you decide that, you should be thinking about your children. And if you can't do that, then unfortunately the kids are going to suffer either way. Like, whether both parents are in the lives of the child and they're not getting along and they're not co-parenting the way they should and just not together in general, children are going to suffer from that too. And so no matter how you slice it, if you choose a shitty person to have children with, the kids are going to suffer anyway. That's how I see it. And so why not leave the child with the dad if you can? Why not? Let him be the single dad. And I feel like women, we don't have the same guilt that, or men don't have the same guilt that women have when it comes to this. And again, it's because of the societal shame. But I wish that women didn't have that guilt and would just leave the kids with the dad, because I feel like that would force men to step up. They would have no choice. What would they do? Y'all are crazy. Some says life is short, be a deadbeat. I'm glad I don't have children. I'm glad I don't have to deal with this shit. That's crazy. But yeah, I know I would have a similar mindset, especially if I had a son. He going with his daddy, period. Annie says the men will just harm the kids. Do you think most men would harm the kids? And that's what I mean. Like, if that is the mindset, if y'all are like, oh, if we leave these kids with the men, they're gonna harm them, why have them with the men in the first place? That's crazy to me. Now, I personally, maybe I have too much faith in men. I personally don't think most men would harm the kids. I mean, you know, I have a stepfather and a biological father, and I wasn't harmed by either one of them. So, you know, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but yeah, Francis says they will. My dad did. He was a single dad. Yeah, and there are men in my family who have actually gotten full custody of their children. My brother being one of them. His daughter, I mean, he got full custody of her when she was younger because her mama was batshit crazy. So I just feel like when men are forced to do that, they will. Most of them. Not saying all of them. Dang. Well, y'all, a lot of y'all don't have faith that the men will raise the kids properly. And again, if that is the stance that y'all are taking, then the different conversation needs to be had about who y'all are having kids with and whether or not they deserve kids. I know some of y'all want kids, and that's just a, you know, biological desire that you have. And maybe y'all, a lot of y'all just, well, not maybe, we've seen this. A lot of y'all just have kids by random men and the wrong men just because you want kids. But look at what you're signing up for. A lot of you are signing up for single motherhood. You're signing up to do it alone. And you don't even trust the daddy with the child. I just don't see how it's worth it, is what I'm saying. And yeah, and y'all are saying that the grandmas and the aunties will be raising the kids. Eventually, they're going to get tired too. Because as an auntie myself, I don't raising no damn kids. And a lot of like the modern aunties and modern grandmas, they young. They ain't trying to raise no damn kids. So I don't know. I'm not saying that some aunties and grandmothers wouldn't take on the responsibility, but I think that a lot of women in general are even losing that support system too, because just think about it. A lot of them are online. You can just go on TikTok. A lot of them are complaining online about not having help. They're literally crying, snotting everywhere in the camera, talking about how, oh, the community said it takes a village. I don't have a village. It's just me. I'm by myself. Girl, a lot of these younger grandmas ain't taking them damn kids. A lot of the younger aunties ain't taking them damn kids. They online on TikTok telling you that nobody's helping them. The single mothers are not okay. Yeah, Rachel says the village don't be villaging. Exactly. And so it's like, I don't know. And people have their own lives. Even with me as somebody who's childless, child-free, does not want children, I have to work. I have to pay bills. Like I don't have time to raise children. If I had time for that, I would have my own children. And so, not saying I can't help every now and then. Yeah, I'll watch the kids. They can come over, stay with me a few hours. It's not going to be an every weekend thing, though. It's not going to be a weekly thing. No, absolutely not. I'll pick them up, take them off your hands, sometimes for a few hours. We can go shopping, go to the movies, go out to eat, do all the things. But all the time, no. Yeah, my mom did help my brother when my niece was very young, when she was a baby. Because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So she did help in the beginning. I will say that. But even with my mama, like, as she got older, she didn't help that much. My mama, she's a very outgoing person. She's an extrovert. So my mama was always out of town, ripping and running in the streets, going out. She wasn't watching them kids, every single weekend. None of us were. But I will say, I feel like my niece did have a village, like, because it wasn't just my brother's side of the family. Her, even though her mama wasn't shit, and she passed away. That's why I'm using that in past tense, because she passed away. But her mom would also take my niece as well. So she had her maternal grandmother too. And her family on that side. So, but yeah, but also, once again, my mom's a boomer. She's old. She's not a modern young grandma. So again, the new grandmas ain't doing all of that anymore. And again, my mama did that maybe for 2 years, if that. And she was back outside. She went, and even I think even in the beginning when my mom did that, like, again, it wasn't every single weekend. Right. And especially in this economy. Exactly. So that village shit, y'all, you got to get that out of your head. Like, I feel like if you want to have children, you need to be prepared at some point. Like, think in your mind, like, what if I had to do this alone? And if you can't bear the thought of that, you might not want to have kids. Or if you can't afford to, like, hire help if you need it, because you can't depend on the man that you're with or your family, your quote unquote village, then you might not want to have kids. Like, you at least need to be in the position to hire help if you need it. Yeah, Jaylee says you should have a village, married or otherwise, but before you have kids if your fam is going to help, and if they ain't, don't have them babies. Yeah, I personally just would never expect family to help. Like, maybe every now and then, but I would just, if I wanted kids, I would be fully prepared. Like, I would think in my mind, what if I had to do this all by myself? What if I had to do this alone? Would I still want this if I had to do that? And if the answer is no, don't have kids. Does it suck if you want children? Yeah, but that's life. Like, you can't have everything you want in life. And look, if it's worth it to you to make the sacrifice and to potentially be burnt out and, struggling or whatever, then do what you do. But I personally don't think it's worth it. Okay, if you can't feed the baby, don't have the baby, okay? Yeah, so that's all I had to say about that. I have thoroughly enjoyed the conversation surrounding that on TikTok. I think it's hilarious, but I also think that the conversation needs to go a little bit further, and we need to talk more about vetting men and having children by the wrong person and being prepared to do it alone, all that stuff. Like, I would like to see more conversations about that coming from women, not just, once you made the mistake, just give the baby to the dad. Like, we need to talk about preventative measures, preventative decisions that you can make that don't cause these type of other decisions, that other very hard decisions that you'll have to make after. Like, there's always signs. Like, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all be acting like there's no signs with abusive men. There's almost always signs. Just like Wizard Liz, she saw the signs, y'all. She did. All that stuff she was talking about. Oh, how he said my brother was cute. He liked wearing makeup. He liked wearing eyeliner. You saw that before you got pregnant by him, y'all. She saw that before she got pregnant by him. A lot of y'all just overlook red flags because maybe you're blinded by money. Maybe you're blinded by the idea of having a husband and a family. You just want to be engaged. You want the societal validation that comes from that. So a lot of y'all do be ignoring red flags. These men, for the most part, are not blindsiding you. And I've said that time and time again. Like, even in the last live stream, I gave a story time about how I vetted this man under 10 minutes and found out he was lying about everything. And so a lot of y'all know you just ignore the red flags. And even in that situation, I could have looked at his income or what appeared to be his income. I could have looked at the car he drove, his generosity, because he's a very generous man. And I could have chosen to ignore those red flags and not vet him just because he had money. No, I'm still going to vet you. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how generous you are, how successful you appear to be. I'm still going to vet you and do my research and find out if what you're saying to me checks out. And listen, I'm not saying that women are never blindsided and men will never lie or whatever and lie well. But what I'm saying is it's usually a minority of men who can pull that off. I don't think that's most cases. Like, most men don't lie well. And I think that was a situation here, just a typical situation where she just ignored the red flags and she did what she wanted to do and she got burnt in the end. That's really what it was. But to pretend that, you know, all of y'all are out here just being blindsided by these men who just lie so well, and, you know, they're just so good at manipulating women. No, that's not happening. Men are not that smart. Y'all giving men too much credit. Sorry. Y'all are. Yeah, that's a different conversation, Annie. Like, if it's narcissistic abuse, that's very hard to navigate. That's different. But my point is, I don't think that makes up most men. I think even with narcissists, like, even if that is most men, they show you immediately that they're narcissists. Usually you're going to find that out within the next couple, the first couple weeks, or even the first month, where when you're meeting him, like, they don't hide that well. And I don't know, maybe some of y'all are just not good at picking up on social cues. You're not good at picking up on the signs. I don't know. But in the last 11 years, I've been talking to women about this stuff, and the stuff that y'all say when it comes to not being able to vet men, and the stuff that y'all say that men hide from you, and how the red flags weren't there and they completely blindsided you. Usually when I look into the scenario and the situation, it's not like that at all. I immediately see the red flag. So I think some women just aren't good at picking up on stuff. I don't know. Yeah, they're desperate. Yeah, something. Because when we talked about Onyeka and the Danish deception, immediately there were red flags. When we talk about the Tinder swindler, immediate red flags. Those men were not good at lying. They just found the right women to get over on. They just found women who were stupid and who didn't vet them. The why did I get married chick, immediate red flags. And I think with her, she admitted to ignoring them because she wanted to be married. She wanted to have the title of wifey. And so she allowed that to blind her and pretty much influence her to ignore everything. Yeah, she was very desperate. And so it's not like I'm putting it all on women, y'all. I'm not blaming you for what the men are doing, but I am blaming you for ignoring things that you shouldn't be ignoring. That is your fault. It's not your fault that they're narcissistic or they're abusive or they're assholes or whatever. That's not your fault. But it's your fault for overlooking that because you're so desperate for love or for marriage or for children or for family or whatever. Like, that is your fault. That's another thing. Scorpio Blue says a lot of women want to be the one to change a man. Yeah, that's very true too. And that's another thing, y'all see the red flags. Because I talked about that too. The red flags are the fact that he has all these babies scattered around with other women. That's another red flag that y'all completely overlook because you think you're going to be the special baby mama. You think you're somehow going to be different from all the other women he left with a baby when the baby was young. And I've said that before. Like, if you meet a guy who has a very young child and he's not with the mother, immediately red flag. Immediately no. Like, you should immediately not take him serious because what happened? Why you couldn't make it work with the mother of your child? Why are you out here dating again when your child is 1? That's weird. You mean tell me you got a baby and you out here trying to date again? No, that's weird. No. You don't deserve another woman. Like, what? Go make it work with your baby mama. What the fuck happened? And of course, he's going to tell you, oh, she's crazy. She won't let me see my child. She won't let me see my son. And you believe it and you think, oh, well, I'm going to be special and I'm not going to be like her. And then what happens? You have a baby, he leave you with that baby just like he left the last woman. But it's not like you didn't have the red flag. You had the sign. You saw the signs. But you went forward anyway because you thought you were special. So it's just like, I'm not buying this whole thing where y'all say that, you're just being completely blindsided by men. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, that's not happening, y'all. It's not. You think you're special, you want to be different, or you ignore things because you're desperate. That's really what it is. And so yeah, that is that on that. What's next? Next we have Jelly Roll. And once again, this is another situation where I'm using to show you that what I say on my channel is correct, not only for Black women, but for non-Black women as well. Because a lot of y'all think I say this stuff and it's just about Black women, and I'm just doing it to harp on Black women and bring y'all down and tell you that nobody wants you, you'll never have any options, and it's never going to work out if you do this way. And, you know, only hypogamy is only a problem with Black women. No, it does not work across the board. Okay. But Jelly Roll is filing for divorce from his wife, Bunnie XO, because, well, we don't really know why. And to my understanding, Bunnie is or was an adult actress, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can correct me in the comments. But Bunnie is the typical come-up woman. She got with Jelly Roll when he was broke, extremely morbidly obese. And when he was struggling, she held him down, took care of him financially, stayed after he cheated, from what I read. And now that he's rich and successful, he done lost a little weight. He is divorcing her. And I don't know if they're going to actually get divorced. I'll be honest with you, because they've both come out basically saying, oh, you know, we're best friends and we're still going to have a baby together. And it's just like confusion. So they may not actually get divorced. I don't know. But either way it goes, she is the come up woman. And now I don't know if he's trying to prove a point or whatever, but he filed for divorce. And according to Bunnie, she said that, you know, he's ready to date again. And so I'm assuming that at some point he's going to be with a younger woman after this, if he isn't already. Because, you know, Bunnie said that he was ready to date, but they're still going to have a child together, which that doesn't make any sense. But whatever. I guess she's willing to share him to keep him. I don't know. But apparently, you know, they've been trying to get pregnant for a while. They've had fertility issues or whatever. And Bunnie was going on and on about them being best friends and how she doesn't care if he dates other women. But her whole little speech, it just sounded like cope to me. And she seems like she's pretending to be unbothered. Again, it's that desperation. And I don't know. There seems to be a correlation between women having low self-esteem or low self-worth and hypogamy and choosing to be the come-up woman. Because a lot of S workers, unfortunately, they struggle with having a low sense of self-worth. And, you know, we already know they're devalued by men in this society. So I get the impression that Bunnie never really felt good enough for marriage because she's an S worker. And she just felt happy that a man was willing to ask her to be a wife. And so she's holding on to that for dear life because she feels like she'll never get that chance again. And I'm sure Jelly Roll probably got called a simp from other men for wifing an S worker or a P star, if you will. Isn't she a P star? I can't remember. So I think that her overall low self-esteem and the way she's devalued in society as an S worker, it contributes to her making poor dating and mating choices and choosing to stay with men who, or with a man who doesn't really like or respect her like that. From what I see. Oh, she was an escort. Okay. Yeah, y'all saying they both had issues. I'm sure. Because water seeks its own level. So they both probably had self-esteem issues. And let's just be honest, he's morbidly obese. And so he felt lucky to probably get a girl who looks like her. And he wifed it. And he probably got teased by his peers for wifing it because she's an S worker. And that also probably created some type of complex in her to where she was like, okay, well, I'm an S worker. I was an escort. And so I can't tell you not to date other women or see other women if I was an escort kind of thing. So it's like probably she's trying to like low-key apologize and make up for being an S worker in her own marriage. That's what I see from it. I don't know. I could be reading too deep into it, but that's what it looks like to me. And again, with this situation, there are some parallels because unambiguous dark-skinned women who are devalued in society for our skin tone, and especially in the Black community by Black men, we also choose poorly when it comes to men because we are devalued. And I think that our low self-esteem and low sense of self-worth influences a lot of Black women to choose poorly and become up women as well. And so again, this type of scenario does not just apply to Black women. This applies to all women with self-esteem issues. And I don't know, maybe Bunnie will get alimony, but based on what she stated publicly about Jelly Roll, she may not even pursue it because, again, she's desperate to keep him. She's desperate to be married because she knows that men, they aren't necessarily jumping at the chance to marry an S worker, right? But she wants her happily ever after. She wants a child and all that. But what Bunnie doesn't realize, maybe you're not meant to have this man's baby. Maybe you're not meant to be with him anymore. Those infertility issues, it may be a blessing in disguise. Yep, Akima says having low self-esteem can be expensive and dangerous. Very much so. But this is why I tell y'all that being a hypogamous come-up woman, it rarely pays off. Because 9 times out of 10, you're investing in a man who's not even going to reach an exceptional level of success. And if he happens to, like Jelly Roll, there's a chance that he could leave you and, start over with someone who doesn't have to put in all the work that you did. Because he wants the chance that he never had to impress a woman with his wealth because you remind him of the struggle when he was broke. Not saying it'll always happen like that, but there's a chance that it can happen, especially if you are a Black woman, because then colorism becomes a part of the equation, especially if you're an unambiguous dark-skinned Black woman. And I've shown several examples on my channel of Black men leaving their unambiguous dark-skinned Black come-up woman that he struggled with when he was broke for an ambiguous woman later when he becomes successful. And listen, if white women like Bunnie are failing at writing or being a ride or die and being a come-up woman and being hypogamous, then Black women, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. And I was looking at like the weight loss, like he's feeling himself now. So he's trying to go out here and do better than Bunnie now. He's more successful. He's probably considered more attractive to women because he lost weight. So yeah, he's trying to get something better. So yeah, just another example, but with white women, that being the come-up woman in a hypogamous relationship, whether it be girlfriend or wife, it does not work. And if white women are failing, then you're definitely going to fail. Black women. Yep. Same script, different cast. Exactly. So yeah, I didn't really have so much to say about that. I just want to show you an example, a white example of the come-up woman, hypogamous come-up woman that is basically getting left. Okay, and so I wanted to also, now this is kind of old, but I wanted to talk about this clip that was sent to me of this Black man on TikTok who was complaining about seeing Black women with white men. And so let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Yeah, I've been meaning to make this TikTok for the last month. I just want to let Black guys know it's over for us. We lost our women. Yeah, white guys got them now. Everywhere I look, I can look to the left right now. I'm in Beverly Hills. There's a beautiful Black queen with a bald white man. And everywhere I go, I continue to see that. It doesn't matter the age group. It doesn't matter the complexion. They're gone. Yeah, so Black guys, we had our run. You feel me? Like, we wasn't doing shit with it. Niggas was playing around, so yeah, we lost them. Not all of them. We didn't lose the ratchet ones. We always gonna have the ratchet ones. But yeah, all the good ones, all the classy ones, yeah, we lost them. And proof, if you want proof, because maybe it hasn't hit your city yet. Maybe it hasn't hit your state. I'm in California, so it's a little bit faster. But yeah, they just watch the movies. They got white lead males, and then they got the black female leads as the love interest, and that's like in every movie. I've seen 4 movies now with that in the last like 3 months. So yeah, that's what we moving. Again, we had a good run, but this shit is over, man. This shit is over. So yeah, good luck.
So, I found that to be interesting because, you know, the word online is that black women aren't able to get white men, and now that's starting to shift now. And people are acknowledging that, okay, yeah, more black women are starting to date out, explore their options. And I never think it's a good idea for black women to try to do that just to get under black men's skin. That should never be the goal. You should be dating out because you actually want to date out and you want to explore your options. But what I am happy about is that everybody's starting to notice it. I remember that video I did about the white women who were saying they were done with black men, and that white girl at the end, she was like, yeah, why do you think black women are dating white men now? And so I like that black women are starting to develop the reputation of exploring our options, dating a variety of men like everybody else. Now, we still, of course, have the mammies. We still have the ain't nothing but a black man type black women. I think those will always exist. But optics wise, I like this because it's kind of evening the playing field a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like now a lot of people are going to know that, yeah, black women aren't just stuck on black men. Like, we're going to do what we want to do as well. We're going to explore our options like everybody else. And as far as what he said, we know there are different classes of black women who are dating out, but I think that who you see the most really depends on what class you're in and who you're around the most. And if you're in an environment where there are a lot of upper class or upper middle class or middle class people, then you're going to see, that reflected in the couples that you see, right? And so those are probably the kind of black women he's seeing out with white men. I don't know if you heard what he said, but he said, we still got the hood rats. We still got the ratchet women, but the classy women, they're exploring their options. I think as a classy black woman, that's a good reputation to have. I don't think it's a good reputation to have, worshiping white men or just worshiping them just because they're white or, deifying them because they're white. I don't like that reputation, but I like the optics of us, especially classy black women exploring our options. I like that. But I think he's starting to notice that. And, to be honest with you, he said that, black men still got the hood rats and the ratchets, but even some of the ratchets are dating out too. I'm just saying. I've seen black women of all socioeconomic classes dating out. I've seen them all. But he's right, I think the higher you go up in class, the more you're going to see black women who are opening their options to non-black men. And some of y'all said that, he was trying to get attention. And so that's another thing I want black women to be careful of. Be wary of these black men who are making announcements online, like publicly professing their love for black women now that black women are exploring our options, because I noticed there's more of that too. Not to say that that's what he was doing. I think he was just kind of pointing out an observation, but I have seen other black men online be like, oh, well, we love black women. We've always loved black women. And I don't know where they getting this idea that we don't like them. Meanwhile, before black women started exploring our options, They were online talking about how they only date light-skinned women. They don't like dark-skinned women. They don't like black women. Where the white women at? Where the Latinas at? The non-black women are taking your men. They're still saying that online. And so it's like, just be careful of the performative black men. Yeah, that's true. Just saying says he didn't say he prefers black women. Yeah, and that's another thing. Because they'll get online and they'll be like, oh, all these black women are dating non-black men now. Meanwhile, they don't even like the everyday, unambiguous, dark-skinned black woman. Meanwhile, they're exploring their options. They're dating who they want or whatever. And another thing I want y'all to stop doing is, because I saw in the comment section of that video, I saw where black women were like, some black women were trying to convince him that most black men who date and marry are dating and marrying black women. Let them think what they want to think. You don't have to prove to a black man who's upset about you swirling that most black women are with black men. Like, you don't have to do that. They're not doing that for you. Because I know if a black woman made that video and she was like, yeah, all the brothers, are dating white women, all the high class, upper class brothers are dating white women and non-black women and mixed race women, black men would respond to that like, okay, and that's our preference. And it's because y'all black bitches ain't acting right. They're not going to try to convince you, for the most part, unless they're a hotep or something. They're not going to try to convince you that most black men are with black women. They're not going to try to convince you of that. And so I don't think that you should chime in when these men are making these types of videos or pointing out the observations that they see when it comes to more black women dating out. I think that that's it's good for optics, because it looks pathetic when black women have this one-sided desire, this one-sided thirst and lust for black men, when black men are have the reputation and have the optics of just dating the rainbow. And so when I see stuff like this, I like it, because I'm like, okay, well, I feel like the optics are changing. The narrative is changing now. So that's a good thing. And he's right about the promotion too. He's right about black women being promoted more with non-black men as well. And when I get a chance to get back to my regular content, when my summer slows down a little bit, I want to talk more about that, because I have been seeing some commentary on that as well from black women, from the black community, especially black women who are upset about seeing black women, specifically dark-skinned black women, being promoted with non-black men. And y'all are making a fuss about that. So we got to talk about that in a future video, because I got a lot of shit to say about that. And speaking of, let's talk about this Olandria commercial. And I don't want to play it because I might get a copyright. That's why I don't like playing a lot of clips, y'all. I know y'all don't, some of y'all hate that I don't play clips, but it's for a reason. They always hit me with copyright, y'all. Even people on TikTok be getting mad that I use their clips and they try to strike my channel for copyright. So I really try to be careful about the clips I use. But she did this campaign, or this ad with Jose Cuervo, and the ad featured all non-black men, and it was like a Love Island theme where the men were like competing for her. And I was like, okay, some of y'all brought this to my attention. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, the ad is a little bit corny. I'm not gonna lie, the ad is a little bit corny to me, but again, I'm glad black women are getting more diverse promotion like everyone else. And I'm glad that Ola in particular is playing the game like everybody else. I just love the way she's navigating her career. I love it. And she doesn't just take opportunities from just black people. She works with everybody. I think she did a collaboration with Brandon Blackwood. Somebody said earlier that she has a Juneteenth ad. Oh shit. And I didn't even see that yet. So I'll probably talk about that if it's good. If it's good promotion, I'll talk about it in another live stream. But yeah, I mean, she's working with everybody. She's not limiting her promotion and her representation to only one group of people. She's exploring her promotional options. And I love that for her. Yeah, corrective promotion queen. Like, Olandria's killing it. She's killing the game. And I hope she don't fuck that up in the future. I hope I don't have to come back and, hope she doesn't make a wrong move. But so far, I feel like she's moving so strategically. And I just, I feel like this ad is more proof of what that black man was saying, how, we're moving in this direction, black women, in terms of optics, representation, promotion. We're moving in the direction of where we too are seeing more corrective promotion. We are seeing more diverse promotion of black women. And it's everything I've ever wanted. Like, what I've been talking about on my channel for years. So I'm happy that we're finally starting to get that. We're not seeing a bunch of like black love being pushed down our throats. I mean, every now and then we see it, but I feel like it's not like it was before. And I don't know if I had something to do with that. I don't know, girl. But I feel like the girls is listening. I feel like the people listening. I feel like they listening to us and they're promoting us in the way we want to be promoted. I love it. I love it. Yes, Ola is a Gemini. Very Gemini coded. That's a good point. Geminis are all about variety and, being diverse and not just sticking to one particular thing, not putting themselves in one box, not putting all their eggs in one basket. Geminis are really good with that. So yeah, I didn't even think about her being a Gemini and how that, I probably said it in another video, but yeah. She definitely moves like a Gemini promotionally, for sure. For sure. Jay Ray says the black men on Love Island apparently were pandering to a dark-skinned black woman saying we were undervalued or something, then turned and said a biracial bombshell looks like his ex, drooling a bit, just pandering. Yeah, somebody was telling me about that. Y'all know I'm not interested in watching another season of Love Island. I'm over it. I'm not doing it. I know some of y'all want to review, but yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, this is what they do. And see, it sounds like whoever that was on Love Island, he saw the last season and how black women reacted, so he's on there pandering. It's like, are you surprised? Are you surprised? I'm not surprised by that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not signing up to be tortured again with another season of Love Island. I'm sorry, y'all. This is not the channel that's gonna be reviewing that. Y'all can go to the other channels. There's so many black women talking about it now. So, but yeah, I did hear about that. I heard about it. Is she still with him on the show? Is she still entertaining him, or is she entertaining any other options? And how are the dark-skinned women on the show being treated? Like, is it like it was last season? Yeah, Nia says, if Olandria could do this, then black women in Hollywood are very lazy and dumb. Well, I think that a lot of black women don't take advantage of their promotional opportunities to have more variety and to be more diverse. But I also think that in the past, it was harder to do that too, because the community was more like super pro-black and would shame black, and they still shame black women for like having a variety of promotion and being promoted with black men. But I don't know if y'all remember, or non-black men, but I don't know if y'all remember when Issa Rae, black men were trying to cancel her for like joking in her book about black women hooking up with Asian men. Issa Rae got dragged for that. She got dragged for filth. And look, Issa Rae ended up with a black man. I think she's married to a black man, right? But when that happened, black men online dragged her for filth. And so, yeah, I think black women don't really know how to be that strategic, but also it's also a situation where they aren't given the space, or they weren't in the past. They weren't given the space to explore their promotional options, all their promotional options outside of Black men. And even now, look how Olandria is treated. Just because she had the nerve to play the game on Love Island strategically and choose the white man at the last minute. So the fuck what? But look at how she was treated on the show. Look at how Shelly was treated for exploring her options and having options. And so, like, Black women, unfortunately, are punished for that. We're punished a lot of times for exploring our dating options, exploring our promotional options outside of the Black community. So, in a way, I could kind of understand why women in Hollywood prior to the time we're in now, didn't focus on that. I can understand. Just like what Tashina Arnold was saying, how didn't she saying she hid that white man? What's his name? She came out saying that she didn't want the Black community to know that she was dating him, and so she hid him for a minute. She didn't want to be seen in public with him. That fine ass white boy back in the day. What was his name? I was like, oh girl, that would have been a perfect opportunity to create those kind of promotional optics for Black women that we need. Brian Austin Green, that's his name. Gaka Lover says he was not chosen in Love Island. First pick. First time the 2 Black women didn't choose a Black man. Oh, really? Interesting. So is she still with girl? Y'all not about to get me invested in this damn show. I can't do it again, y'all. I can't. I do want to know, is she still entertaining him though? J Ray says, I think she's still with him until someone else comes along. She also being called colorist for picking the mixed dudes over the Black man. And oh my God. Y'all, why are y'all still watching Love Island? I can't. I mean, at least the Black girls are exploring their options outside of Black men. At least. I mean, are they having any luck with that? Are any of the non-Black men interested? Or are they just like relegated to the Black men on the show? Child, I just wish Black women would stop going on the damn show. But yeah, what I was saying about Tashina. Oh, and thank you, Diaries of Nana, for joining the Neptunians. Thank you. I got to do some content for y'all soon. I know I've been slacking, y'all. Listen, the summer is summering, y'all. I've been outside, okay? But I definitely got y'all soon. I do. But yeah, Tashina, she felt the need to hide Brian Austin Green because he's white. Because she knew her being on a show with a Black man with an all-Black cast and parading around this white man, she know that the community was going to cancel her for that. Or at least have a lot of criticism for her. It was very different from, what's her name? Something Voorhees on Saved by the Bell. If you're a millennial, you know what I'm talking about. But it's different with her, because she was on a show and she had the white boy love interest, I believe, at some point. But that was more like a white show, like Saved by the Bell. Black people did watch it, but, I think more white people than Black people watched it. And so it was that's kind of was going to be received differently, or probably was received differently. But when it comes to Martin, the audience of Martin is and was a primarily Black audience. And so Tashina felt like she couldn't be out with him. Yeah, Lisa Voorhees, that's her name. She felt like she couldn't be out with him because it was in conflict with the character that she played on Martin. And so, yeah, I watched Saved by the Bell too. That's why I know about it. that was my show. I like Saved by the Bell. And so, yeah, so I just say all that to say that I understand why Black women in the past were hesitant about exploring their diverse promotional options, because it would literally probably kill their careers. Like they don't have, or they didn't have, the same freedom and same luxury as Black men had when it came to that. They didn't have the same luxury. And they still, for the most part, Black women still don't. I mean, now it's getting better. But Black women are scrutinized way more for being promoted with white men than Black men. And I think black men at this point are just kind of being forced to deal with it, because like, what are you going to do about it? Black women, a lot of Black women have reached the point where it's like, why should I limit myself to Black love promotion only if my counterparts aren't doing that? Why should I do that? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to be promoted with non-Black men too. And rightfully so. So, yeah. I was supposed to bring that up. Yeah, Ola, I just love the way she's moving. Did anybody answer about the current ad that she did? With is it a Juneteenth ad? I have to go check it out. Oh, yeah, okay, Lark Voorhees. Yeah, Lark Voorhees. Her name was Lisa on the show, on Saved by the Bell. Her name was Lisa. Yes, that's correct. Y'all know I'm bad with names, okay? I'm going to fuck up a name every time. Oh, y'all said it's Rolling Stone. Okay, I'll have to look into it. Is it Juneteenth, though? Is that the theme, or is it just like a Rolling Stone ad? Yeah, every time I look up, Olandria is killing it. I'm gonna have to do another short of her latest corrective promotion, because it's like it's just back to back to back. She's just killing it. I love it. So she had a Cosmo spread. I don't know if I saw that one. Rolling Stone Africa cover and spread, and it dropped today. I know that's right. Yes, Olandria. I love that. Yeah, she's everywhere looking good. And I just, who do y'all think? I mean, I know I don't watch Love Island, but do you think there's going to be another breakout star, from Love Island? And if so, who do you think it's going to be? And is it a Black woman? I'm just curious. But it's great that Ola is still getting all this motion. What, has it been a year after the season that she was on Love Island? It's a whole new season of Love Island, and she's still out here making moves. I love that for her. Like, she's transcended Love Island. Like, she's beyond that now. I love that for her. She's getting a lot of mainstream big opportunities, big stuff. Yeah, I said Trinity is the next Olandria. Okay, I have to look her up. Oh, not a year yet? Okay, it hasn't been a full year. Okay. The breakout star from this season is Trinity, but I think the light bright Melanie will be the one to blow up. They won't let two dark-skinned women win back-to-back. That's true. That's true. Okay, I have to look up Trinity. I have to look her up. She is, and the white women and Black men hate her. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen her Cosmopolitan ad. I have to look that up too. So they have to rig the game. So how is Trinity moving in the villa? Is she like, how does she have good options? Is she only into Black men, or is she exploring all her options, or what? I'm assuming that because y'all said both of the Black girls didn't choose Black men at first. So I'm assuming that she is exploring her options. I love to see that, though. I love to see that. Mona says, hi, Chrissy, love your channel. What do you think of the Rocket mortgage ad for Black women? I haven't seen it. If you can send it to me at askchrissy@gmail.com. And I don't know, maybe somebody already did send it to me, but I have to go through my emails. I haven't checked them in a while, so. All I haven't had time, girl. I've been busy. But yeah, I have not seen that ad. What's in the ad? Is it good or bad? Is it corrective promotion or no? Now she with bootleg Nick. What's going on? Please. Not the Timu Nick. That's crazy. That's hilarious. That's not good. She's exploring, but the white guy is a loser to me. Oh, Lord. That's not good at all. The guy she's with has gay allegations. No, ma'am. Her partner in the villa is low-key bisexual as hell. Oh, yeah, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it, y'all. If y'all thought I was going to watch the damn Love Island, I can't do it. I'm good. I'm good. I can't do it. Based on everything y'all told me so far, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. No, thank you. I can't even subject myself. I can't torture myself with that again. I can't do it. It sounds worse than it was last season. But y'all are tuned in, though. It must be entertaining because y'all seem to be very tuned in. But it sounds ghetto. It sounds a little dusty. Gaka Lover says, no man in the villa is reasonable. It sounds dusty, y'all. Yeah, KK, I'm the same way. I'm not gonna do a review of it. I'll just go by what y'all say. I will look up the girls, and if they have any, the black women specifically, and if they have any, corrective promotion, I'll promote it. But as far as reviewing and watching the show, no, not doing it. Just saying, says I think it gets worse every year. And then I think the BET Awards is coming up this weekend. Do y'all want a review of that? Look, that's probably not going to happen either. Because that's another thing. I haven't felt compelled to really review any award shows either. And I just ain't been feeling it as far as that. Like, whatever the last award show I watched, I was bored out of my mind. I was like, I can't do it. Said the fashion, maybe. Yeah, if something stands out in the show or the looks, the fashion, then I will talk about it. But if not, then I'm probably not going to talk about it. Oh, Drewski's hosting. He's funny. I wonder how he's going to do. I don't know if I can see him hosting, but I think his skits are pretty funny. That's going to be interesting. Oh, BET Awards is next Sunday? So it's on Father's Day? No, wait. This Sunday's Father's Day, right? Yeah, this Sunday's Father's Day. Yeah, because I got to cook tomorrow. I got to start cooking tomorrow. So the show is this weekend or next weekend? Okay, this Sunday. I thought I saw that it was on Father's Day. I don't know. I do like watching for the performances to see if I like a performance because, I do music. So, of course, I watch for the performances. Okay, so it is next weekend, the 28th. Okay. Amma says, I sent you an email about the discourse surrounding this black woman in a blue dress, trying to convince people that messy natural hair is appropriate for places like a wedding. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I'll look into that. Yeah, I find Drewski's skits, some of them to be funny, but I don't know if he's funny enough to host a award show. I don't know. But maybe he'll do some skits. I don't know. I don't know if I see that for him, but maybe he'll surprise me. Oh, they're honoring Brandy? Oh, yeah, I'm watching. If they're honoring Brandy, baby, I'm watching. I love Brandy. I love me some Brandy. I love her music. That's another thing. I got to get caught up on my music. I haven't really been listening to any new music. But yeah, I definitely listen. I was just talking to one of my producer friends, and I don't know if you guys know, but well, it's pretty, everybody knows, it's pretty well known that there are actually AI artists now, and a lot of people and a lot of artists and producers and engineers or whatever, they're also using AI. It's not just like the artists, they're everybody's using AI now. And I just think that if you are an artist and you want to keep up with the times, you need to be using AI for something. I know it's unethical and all this stuff, but like there's ways you can use it to make your life easier and to save you some money. And so me and my producer friends were kind of talking about that. And I literally just told her that with Suno, for example, that's one of the apps that people are using to make music. You can literally plug in like lyrics and the app will make a whole song for you. But if you plug in a song that you wrote or that you sang, or because I have all kind of little demos that I've written and recorded, and if you plug it in, it cannot mimic Stax. And for those of you who don't know what Stax is, like that's what Brandy is known for. She's known for being able to stack her vocals really well. It's basically just like singing different notes and harmonies and different parts and putting them together. Chloe Bailey's another artist who's really good at doing that, but Brandy is like the GOAT of stacking. Like she's the GOAT of vocal stacking, vocal layering. And that is something that AI cannot do yet. I think that maybe they will be able to in the future, but they cannot stack yet. And so we were talking about if AI can really replace like musicians. And even though I think it could in a way, I just think it's still missing that it factor. Like, and if you're a musician, you understand what I'm saying. Like, it can't really mimic the stacks and the vocals and the harmonies and just the essence and the life that an actual human brings to a track and to a song. And that's kind of what we were talking about when we were having that conversation. But yeah, the human factor, it's not there. It's just not there. And because I literally plugged in a little demo I did, just something a little random and stupid. Because that's another thing. I don't really trust these AI apps with my original music. So everything I've plugged in is just like shit I'm really not going to use, or shit I've already copyrighted or something like that. And I put in a clip where I'm pretty good at stacking too. I'm pretty good at vocal stacking. I'm really actually good at it. I'll never be as good as somebody like Brandy. I'm not quite as good as Chloe. I think I can, if I practice, I could be as good as Chloe. But when I put it in Suno, it didn't mimic it at all. I think it did like two notes I had in the background. And when I tell you the demo that I put in there was stacked heavily, it had like maybe like 8 vocal parts, and AI could only do like 2 of them. It could only do like 2 harmonies. Like, so AI is not there yet. Now, I'm not saying it can't get there, but AI will never be able to replicate somebody like Brandy. It just will never happen. Like, it just can't do it. It's not capable of doing it. It really is for people who don't know how to sing, who aren't good at music, who literally don't know how to write a song. And that's another thing. Like, if you just put lyrics into some of these musical apps, if you just put the lyrics in there and you let them write the song, the transition of the song is whack usually. Like, I have heard a few AI songs that are okay, but like the structure of the song matters. The structure, the transitions, how good the hook is, all of that matters. And I just feel like AI can't capture that yet. It could in the future, but I don't know if I see that happening. Yeah, I just don't know if it can replicate it fully. And some people in the industry disagree with me, like, because the producer that I was talking to, she was like, I don't know, like, AI is pretty good. I'm like, it's all right, but it can't really replicate like the top tier artists. Like, it just can't do it yet. Maybe it will be able to do it in the future, but yeah, Brandy's the vocal Bible. And that is something like, because if you listen to some of the AI music on these apps, a lot of them sound like Kehlani. Like a lot of the AI voices sound like Kehlani. I think K Michelle was saying how a lot of them sound like her, and it does a little bit, but it sounds like the singers that really aren't that good, if that makes sense. Like, well, I can't say that because some of the AI stuff sounds like Beyonce a little bit too. But for the most part, like the main voice I've heard is like Kehlani, Ella May, like people who just really aren't that good. And so like it just, I don't know. It can't capture like really good music, like really, really good artists and vocalists. Like it hasn't, in my opinion, been able to capture that yet. Unless it's no, I like Kehlani. Don't get me wrong. I like some of Kehlani's music, but she's not, you know, she's just all right to me or whatever. I wasn't trying to shade her. I was not trying to shade her. But I think that Kehlani and Ella are kind of basic to me. I'm sorry. They are. They're kind of basic. You know, when you compare Kehlani and Ella Mai to somebody like Brandy or Kelly Price or, you know, Kiki Wyatt, you know, all the top tier, Jasmine Sullivan, like, and the only time I've heard like artists successfully use or AI sound really good, like exceptionally good, is when people who already know music, already do music for a living, already are good at music, who are good musicians, good vocalists, use it as a tool and they use it to improve what they already have. That's the only time I've heard people really kill it with AI. So even when it comes to AI music, like it's only good when people who know music, who do music, use it. So you're still going to really need musicians and humans who actually do music to make AI good. That's just my opinion. Island Girl says, I like Brandy, but her voice isn't that good. It's not really, I like Brandy's voice, but her talent is the stacking. Her talent is the vocal layering. That's what her talent is. You know how some people just have certain talents, like Michael Jackson, for example, you know, he could sing, especially when he was younger, but his talent is his songwriting and his structuring of the songs and, you know, knowing how to structure a song to perfection and knowing how to make hit after hit after hit. So I think people have their strong points. Like to me, Jasmine Sullivan is a vocalist. Like she's just good at singing. She has good runs. So I think with Brandy, it's not that, you know, I personally, I love her voice, but you know, when you compare her voice, her voice to certain people, it's like, oh, she's cool. But you cannot compare that stacking to nobody else. Like can't nobody stack like Brandy. But so that's like, and if you understand music and you understand how hard it is or how complex stacking can get, and you listen to Brandy do that, like that shit is genius level. Like I'll be listening to Brandy stacks and I'll be like, what the hell did she even do right there? Like her stacks are so complex and so complicated, and her layering is so complex that you can't even replicate it. You can't even, like, you know, as a vocalist, like sometimes you can hear the different harmonies, the different parts, and you can kind of pick them out and be like, okay, she did that here, she did that there. With Brandy, it's hard to separate that shit. It just kind of melts together. Like that, she is crazy. She's crazy with that stacking. She's crazy with it. That shit is just, I be listening to her like, what the hell? That shit is insane. So that's just what it is. Yeah, she arranges songs too. She arranges songs pretty good too. Yeah, stacking is just like layering. It's just like, it's so hard to explain. It's so hard to explain, but it's just like different people, when people record different layers on top of layers, different harmonies, different notes. Yeah, just look up vocal stacking. It's hard to explain. But yeah, so anyway, what new music are y'all listening to? Because I need to look up some new stuff and put it on my playlist. Yeah, and that's another thing I was talking about, like with some of the people I do music with. They were saying that the more AI is able to, and the more you train it, the more it'll be able to do. So, like I said, even though it's not good at stacking now, maybe in a year or two it will be. I don't know. But if you try to put in some Brandy style stacking in Suno, it's not going to spit out the same thing. It's going to be so whack. I'm trying to tell you. So far, I haven't heard AI be able to do that. But yeah, I will say AI is rapidly getting better. Like it's to the point to where it's literally taking people's jobs. Like you can literally use AI to engineer a whole song now. It's crazy. Like you don't even need an engineer anymore, damn near. Now, again, if you have a really talented engineer that does things that AI can't do, then yeah, but like it's just, it is scary. It is scary. I'm telling you, like, me and my friends been talking about this shit because, girl, it's like, dang, this is crazy. But you know what AI can't replace is live music. It can't replace live music. It can try, but that's irreplaceable. Oh, yeah, I saw that Chloe and Timbaland have a collaboration. Definitely going to listen to that. Is it good? Have y'all listened to it? Let me know what I need to be listening to. Yeah, Pashmina. Yeah, Michael Jackson, he could stack good too. I will say his work probably weren't as complex as Brandy's, but he was good at that shit too. Oh yeah, I do like that new Tim song. I like that song, What You Need. I've heard that one. Olandria has a song? How come I didn't know that? Cherry, You, Me, and My Ego. Okay. Savannah Ray. Okay, y'all putting some stuff in here that I haven't listened to, so. Oh, Miss Callie says he's trying to turn Chloe into Aaliyah. Really? Is it good music? Is it good or does it sound like Beyonce? Yeah, I like Flo. I listen to Flo too. I actually know somebody who just did a song for them, who just wrote a song that I guess he collaborated on a song with them. I was like, what? And they didn't even know. What's so funny is the producer who I guess he co-wrote a song for them. He didn't even know who they were. He was like, yeah, I just helped such and such out with this group called Flo. And I was like, Flo? The girl group Flo? He was like, yeah, you know who they are? I was like, yeah. He didn't even know who they were. That shit was crazy. That's crazy. In Light song called Obvious. Okay. Never heard of In Light. Timbaland also tried to turn Justine Skye into Aaliyah a few years ago. Yeah, it does kind of feel like Chloe is trying to find her musical identity. I agree with that. I just thought that maybe with Timbaland, her music would improve. Like, is it better? Because I really don't see y'all like bigging it up or saying that it sounds good. I like a couple of Chloe songs. I'm trying to think. I think I got a couple of them on my playlist. I don't remember her album being mind-blowing to me, though. I don't remember that. Song called Talking Dirty. Okay. Yeah, Island Girl says, nevertheless, I'm glad to see Brandy being honored. She much deserves it. I 100% agree. And I hope whoever they have doing her tribute. I hope they get some real singers. I fear they're gonna have Kalani up there though, because Brandy is like Kehlani's idol, and Kalani or Brandy did a cover to her song, her recent song. I forget the name of it. What is that song called? Folded. That's a song. If you listen to Brandy's cover of that, you can hear them stacks. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's so good. But I fear they're gonna bring Kehlani out to honor her. But I'm gonna need some real. I can't even think of who I would bring out. But if you're gonna honor Brandy, you need to bring out some real good singers. Bring out, I don't know. Bring out somebody that's good. Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that though. I'll definitely be watching. Chantel says, Chrissy, we need to turn this into a Chrissy After Dark. Girl, I'm gonna get off here in a minute. What do you want to talk about as it pertains to Chrissy After Dark? Jane, I don't like Kehlani's version. Okay, I'm not gonna say I don't like her version of Folded. I like Brandy's version better though. That's what made me like the song a little bit when I heard Brandy's version. When I heard Brandy's version, I was like, ooh, okay, Brandy. And then I listened to Kehlani's version. I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. But I mean, I get why people like the song. It is pretty catchy, but that's not one of my favorite songs either. I'm not a big fan of Kehlani's music. I think I like a few of her songs, but I'm just not a big fan. Sarai has a new song called Late Night. Oh, okay. I haven't listened to her daughter's music. Just saying, are any of the men you're dating a front runner? Yeah, kind of. The one who gives me the most money. Yeah, he's he's a front runner. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, he just because I've been like dealing with a lot in terms of I can't really tell all my business, but girl, he just dropped a nice little bag on me to like help me do some of the things I want to do for the summer. So shout out to him. Yeah, he's white. I am not dating black men right now. Probably won't go back. I told the story of a black man I thought about entertaining a little bit in the last live stream, and it didn't work out because he's a liar. No, I don't use dating apps. I haven't used dating apps in a very long time. I'm not against them though. I would use them still. I've met some pretty good guys on dating apps in the past. Like, I don't know. I also had to weed a lot of people out though. So I get why the girls don't like dating apps because for the most part, you're not going to find a lot of good men on there, but you know, you just got to weed them out. You know, I had originally planned to go out of the country on my birthday, but I don't know now. I feel like cuz my summer has been just so crazy. June has been ridiculous, like back to back to back events. And right now I'm just in the mood to like relax. Like I feel like I want one of those birthdays where all I do is just lay by the pool and eat fruit and just that's it and come back home and lay down. Like that's how I'm feeling right now. Now I may feel different around the time my birthday comes, but girl, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. Yeah, I just want to go to the pool. Or maybe the beach. I heard people was dragging Candy's version of Folded. I didn't listen to it though, but I saw people dragging it online. I was like, dang, was it that bad? That's hilarious. I don't love Candy's voice, but she can write a song. Candy good at writing music. Again, everybody has their strong suits. Everybody can't be good at everything, okay? She said, then Candy lied and said it was AI. Why she lied? That is something like that. That's messed up. Why she put it out if it sound like that? I feel like Candy don't got real friends, because some of the stuff she put out, I'd be like, girl, even when it comes to her posts and her pictures, I'd be like, girl, you should have ran that past somebody else and maybe they would have told you not to do that, not to post it. Yeah, I don't love Candy's voice either, Alexiana. But again, she can write a song. And one thing Candy gonna do, she gonna make a bag too. Candy know how to get a bag. Now, all of her business ventures don't always work out, but she gonna get a bag though. So I like her. I just like her money mindset, you know. Miss Callie says those celebrities in her comments were telling her it was good. See? Yeah, Maisha says, I've been seeing videos of Klay Thompson saying that Meg was too ghetto. Like, really? Did he really say that though? Because like, is it just a rumor or did he actually say that? That's what I want to know. Because I couldn't, like, when I was looking at that, it came up on my timeline and I was like, okay, well, where's the source? Like, I thought that they were going to like show a clip of him saying that or something. It was like it's like a he say, she say thing. And if he did actually say that, girl, you knew that girl was ghetto the whole time. Like, that's crazy. You waste that lady time and you knew she was ghetto and you didn't want to settle down with no ghetto girl. If that's the case, if he really said it. All right, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta make a phone call. This was fun. Maybe we'll do a Chrissy After Dark next time and get into whatever Chrissy After Dark topics y'all want to talk about. Whoever mentioned Chrissy After Dark. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. And I promise y'all, at some point, I'm gonna get back to my regularly scheduled commentary. I don't know when, but girl, listen, whenever the summer slows down is when I'll get back to it. I don't know when I'm coming back. But I do want to do some content for members and patrons, Neptunian members and patrons. So that'll probably be the next content I make. And then we'll just go from there, girl. I'm just taking it day by day at this point. Okay. I'm taking it day by day. Okay. That's it. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying my summer. And I hope you guys are enjoying yours. And again, don't be chronically online. Don't be a weirdo. Go outside and enjoy yourself. I'm not saying you got to be out all the time, but, you know, go outside and touch grass. Don't be overly consumed with being online. That is one thing, like, even though I've been super busy and, you know, it's been a little bit chaotic and I want to be home more and just relax more, in which I will be doing that very soon. It is still good to be out in the world and be around people and touch grass and not be so consumed with the online chaos and the online shenanigans. It has been nice to like take a break from that and step away from that. Like, that's what I will say. That has been really nice. Yeah, go out and live life and just do things outside of the internet. And which I'm always going to do anyway, girl. You know, I'm always outside of events. That's another thing. I've been working. I've been doing music, working with people, doing music, doing things, making moves, making big moves, doing some great things in my life. And I'm just so like thankful that I have the opportunity to do those things, and I'm not just always cooped up in my room looking at YouTube and thinking about YouTube and recording videos for YouTube. Like, I'm just glad that I don't do that all day, every day. Like, because it starts to make you kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, and even if you're not a content creator, if you spend too much time online, you will start to go crazy, y'all. So just go outside. Just turn off the screen for a while and, you know, go outside. Enjoy your summer, okay? Even if you don't have any money, just go to the park. You don't have to spend money every time you go out. Just go to the park and walk around and enjoy nature. I find that helps me too. Like, that makes me feel good to be out in nature too. So, yeah. Yep, the beach. Oh, you know, I love the beach, baby. The one thing about me, I'm going to be at a beach. I'm going to be at a pool. I'm going to be near a body of water in it, okay? Yeah, hiking is cool, but I don't know. You got to be kind of cut out for that. I will go hiking sometimes, but girl, it be the animals and the bugs and stuff for me. Depending on where you hike, you can run across a lot of insects and stuff. And I don't know if I ever told y'all this, but I have a severe bug phobia. And so, like, that's kind of what kind of deters me from being out in, you know, certain areas in nature, because the bugs. So I'm terrified of bugs. Yeah. So I try not to be going like deep in the woods and shit. Yeah, that's true. It's bugs in the water, and that is why I prefer going to the pool rather than trying to swim in the goddamn ocean. Y'all don't be scared enough of the ocean for me. Oh, are y'all following that lady who's rowing from California to Hawaii? Are y'all following her story? That is one thing I do look at when I get online, because I be want to see, like, where is she? Her name is Kelsey. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers don't be scared enough of the ocean for me. But go look her up on TikTok, y'all, and read the comments. It's so funny the way people are so worried about her. But she's trying to make history as the first American woman to row in her boat from California to Hawaii. Yeah. No, she's a white woman. Her name is Kelsey. She white. I don't think most black people ain't gonna do that. Ain't gonna really do nothing like that for real. Like, I think that some white people, I'm not saying it's just a white thing, because I do know some adventurous black women and black people. I do know some like outdoorsy black people that I be feeling like, we talked about hiking earlier. I have a black friend. She just be doing too much to me. Like, again, trying to go deep in the woods and hiking and stuff. So I do know some very overly adventurous black people too. However, I think with some white people, it's like, because a lot of them just kind of live bland lives where they really don't have to like worry about anything happening to them, you know, any real danger or whatever. They have to kind of create that thrill for themselves in a way. So I think that's why she's doing it, and why some white people do things like that. I don't know if y'all heard of those people who, those divers who died in the Maldives. The Maldives. I said Maldives, child. The divers that died in the Maldives because they were diving in an area I guess they weren't supposed to dive in, under a cave or something like that. It's like they just be wanting too much of a thrill for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I meant to say, I was thinking of the cave divers. That's what they were. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to say Maldives and divers at the same time, child. But yeah, they dived under the cave, and apparently to do that kind of dive or whatever, you have to actually have assistance for that from actual professionals. And I think they had somebody with them that was kind of familiar with it or whatever. But apparently, girl, they got down there and couldn't get back up in time enough. They ran out of oxygen or something. And all three of them, was it three of them or four of them died down in the caves, child. And they said that, I think they said they were 15 minutes away from being at the top of the water. So all they had was like 15 minutes left. And they would have been, you know, on the shore or whatever, wherever the fuck they were at, child. It was crazy. But I just feel like it gets to a point. It just gets to a point where it's like, stop doing stupid shit. It's like, you don't need that much of a thrill in your life. Why can't you just go to a regular diving site and just dive there? Like, why do you have to go all deep into a cave? You know what I'm saying? Just like that submarine that exploded or imploded down in the Titanic site. Like, why did y'all need to go down there and see the Titanic? Like, what was the point? What is, girl, you know, I feel like white people and just non-Black people, I think it's good to be curious. I think they have a level of curiosity that unfortunately a lot of Black people don't have, and it's why, you know, they're able to do things. But at the same time, y'all are too goddamn curious. Okay, Island Girl, she says, oh, you said they love doing risky activities. Cave diving, bungee jumping, mountain climbing. Yeah, and I think it's because they're not used to feeling any sort of danger. It's not to say that all non-Black people have it easy and they just, you know, nothing ever happens to them. But, you know, Black people, we have a different lived experience. Like, we have to walk around, like, our very existence feels dangerous to other people. So we always have to walk around feeling that level of, I guess, being on edge and, you know, feeling like anything could happen at any moment, feeling like anything could pop off at any moment kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I think Black people are more used to that than non-Black people. And so, like, just our existence is thrilling. Just our existence is excitement. But with white people, they kind of have to create that about themselves or for themselves. Yeah, exclusively elusive says those billionaires in that sub had a god complex, girl. And then there were like experts coming out talking about that actual submersible, and they said that it was never equipped or built to even go down that far in the ocean. And one expert was like, yeah, we knew, I was always afraid of that happening. Yeah. And so, like, he had people, the owner or whoever the owner of the that owned the submersible, I forget the name of the company or the whoever owned it, I forget his name, but he was warned about it. He was warned that that submersible was not equipped to do what he was doing, and he just kept taking a chance and going to, and you want to see the Titanic wreckage for what? For what? And I think it was like, was it 5 or 6 people that died? Girl, they just be creating danger for just creating it out of nowhere. They just, life is not thrilling enough, so they just have to create it. They have to create their excitement. That's crazy. And it does make me wonder, because when I was watching Kelsey like on TikTok, it made me wonder, like, if Black women had a different experience in this country, like, would more Black women be doing that? Like, if Black women didn't always have to worry about being racially profiled or worry about the isms or whatever, do y'all think more Black women would do shit like that, would be more adventurous and do the things that white people do? Like, because when I was watching Kelsey, I was like, dang, I wonder if a Black woman ever did this. And would a Black woman ever do that? Even if we lived in a world where we had as much privilege as white people, would we even still do that? Just knowing how Black people are, like, would we even still do it? I don't know. I don't think so. Boho says just risking their lives for the plot. Yeah, they just be. But I will say it's very interesting watching Kelsey, though. It's very interesting watching like her day-to-day activities and what she has to do to like, you know, stay alive on the boat and to survive out there in the middle of the fucking ocean on this little bitty tiny boat. Wow. And you know, another thing I was thinking of was like, I want to see the birth charts of people like that. I want to see what their astrology looks like. Because like, is it dominant water sign energy? Like, what is it? Because even I'm not that much of a water sign. Like, I understand how dangerous the creatures in the ocean are. I'm not about to play with them like that. I'm not about to be in a habitat like that. That's their home. Like the fuck? I'm not about to be bothering them like that. I don't have time. And apparently, like, because I looked it up, like, apparently what she's doing, like, it doesn't attract a lot of like sharks or really dangerous sea life or whatever. They really ain't worried about her like that. Now, if she was like and she does get in the water sometimes too, but like if she was like always in the water, then maybe, but just floating on top of the water like that, it's like they really not paying attention to her like that, I guess. But that doesn't mean that one of them might not pull up on her, might not run up on her. And then apparently because of all the winds and stuff, the boat can also flip, or I think it's called capsize. Like the boat can flip over. But apparently she's prepared for that too, girl. It's a mess. And listen, I admire the courage when I'm watching her. I'm like, this bitch, she's very courageous. And it's like I said, it's very interesting to watch. Because I like watching people who just do shit that I would never do in a million years. I just find it interesting. I don't even know how she popped up on my timeline, girl, but I've been watching her ever since. But it's so interesting to see. Island Girl says, I have no interest in seeing the bottom of the ocean. Exactly. Or being at the top of it. Like, even like Kelsey's, you know, she's at the top. She's just floating at the top, but still. Like, girl, you in the middle of the ocean. Oh my God. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, y'all go watch her if you get a chance. It's very, very interesting. And then also, like, people were making comments like, you know, I guess because when you're out in the water that long, and look, she's experienced, like, she's rowed before for long periods of time. Like, she's well equipped, she's experienced. She has like a team of people helping her, tracking her. So it's not like she's doing it without any supervision. Like, you know, it is what it is. But people were saying how, like, when you're out at sea for that long and you're in a boat, like, once you finally get on land, it's hard to like walk and your balance be off. So it's a lot of things. Like, I just like, you just subjecting yourself to a whole bunch of bullshit, girl. But she is trying to make history, so I guess. White and Native Americans domesticated and coexisted with animals. In the fucking ocean, no? Girl, no. Leave them animals alone. They don't like us in the ocean. That's why shit keep happening. They don't like us there. We're not supposed to be there like that. And I don't know, maybe I feel like me being a water sign helps me understand that. You know what I mean? Like, leave them creatures alone. They don't like you like that. Motherfuckers is dangerous. Them motherfuckers, y'all ain't scared enough for me. They not scared enough for me. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Annie says, but they also know they will get help if something happens. We can't always be sure of that. Exactly. And then it's so funny because whenever Kelsey gets in the water, because, you know, she has to get in the water sometimes to like check the boat. And so anytime she gets in the water, the comments are like, Kelsey, get out of the water. Just get back in the boat. You're stressing me out. It's just so funny. Like, the comments are hilarious. The comments alone are so entertaining. But she has a lot of people like following her journey, and a lot of like huge corporations and big companies. Like, if she makes it all the way through, they about to celebrate the fuck out of her. Black says, Chrissy, have you watched the show The Queen's Men? No, I've heard of that show, but no, I haven't watched it. Yeah, I've swimmed in the ocean too. Listen, I've been in the ocean. But the thing about it is, yeah, I'm kind of getting scared to even do that because now they like a lot of people are dying from like the flesh eating bacteria that's in the ocean now. I mean, I think it's always happened, but people are like losing their limbs and they're getting all kind of staph infections and dying from sepsis from being in the fucking, just putting their legs in the ocean. Like, just, walking through the sand and putting their leg like at the beach, like regular stuff. Their body is being attacked by flesh eating bacteria, or I don't know if it's the animals or just the bacteria in the ocean. It's like I said, they don't want us there. They're telling us every day, we don't want you here. This is not your home. Stay out. I've never been into Game of Thrones. No, I've never watched it. I keep saying that maybe one day I'll watch it, but I'm not interested in that show. Oh, wow. A whale saved a scientist from shark attack. Oh, wow. That's what I'm saying. They just be playing too much in the water for me. Like, the ocean is a very dangerous place. I know it's pretty, but it's not safe. And I like the water just like everybody else, but I understand how dangerous it is. Humans will never learn. Oh, the bacteria that was frozen in the ice. Nia says, yep, that stomach bug that's in the water near the Caribbean and Latin America is deadly, and many Latinos who come swimming have it, and it's transferred through bodily fluids and contact. Yeah, see? Nope. Anyway, I said I was going 30 minutes ago, y'all. I'm gonna get off here. Yeah, but I had to talk about that, Kelsey, because I'm like, girl, I've been really tuned into that. That shit is wild. It's crazy. But yeah, and also if you're watching the replay, let me know what music you're listening to so I can catch up on new music, because I definitely want to do that. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. This was fun. I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll come back as soon as I can. So bear with me. Enjoy your summer. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you want to join the Neptunians, the links to join are in the description. I definitely try to do some content for you guys soon. So stay tuned for that. And I'll catch up with you in the next one. Love you. Bye.